We back. Philly First 48. Season 11 is on fire, man. We got my co-host, my brother and friend, the Mackington.
The back Packington. Pull up, fuck your bitch, give it right Backington. You feel me?
Know that.
And I'm not going nowhere if all niggas in the comments say, hey, you need a new co-host.
They on your ass.
It's not happening. I mean, it might not happen no time soon, though.
Oh, this shit here for the stay. Yeah, they know what's up.
However.
But we take all the what you call that?
Criticism.
Criticism, we take all of it and shit like that, man. But no, we here with another special one, man.
Legend.
This one of the ones right here, man. For real, man.
Infamous. Notorious.
South Philly.
South Philly's own.
Yeah.
The biggest stepper, he is South Philly.
Yes, he is.
He the goddamn Suge Knight of Philly.
Do for self.
Do for self. Make some noise for Teefy Bey.
Teefy Bey in the motherfucking building. Welcome home first. Let me say that, man.
I appreciate it, cuz.
Good to have you, man. Long overdue, man.
Yes, sir.
I say this. I want to let the people know, man. Teefy Bey, this is a special one for me because you one of the ones that really motivated me to do this podcast shit. Right. I remember I came to South Philly studio to do an interview, one-on-one John and shit like that.
Yeah, you was on Instagram Live doing it. I said, you gotta sit the people down.
Yeah.
That doing a little too tacky, you know what I'm saying? I had to give you some class, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah.
I was on my hood shit back then.
Your Johnson homeboy and all that. You know, your project vibes. Had to bring you down to the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, gave me a beautiful interview and shit before you went in and shit like that.
Good job. I appreciated it.
And then you make them calls. See, niggas don't do this type of shit, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers don't make them calls, but you one of the ones that make them calls and shit like that. And
ain't no secret.
You know what I mean? And look at us now, man. I'm here with Mackington, and we making it do what it do, man.
It's a blessing.
How you feeling today, though, man? What's going on, man?
I'm chill, man. Relax, you know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Just drunk a nice cold beverage, you know what I'm saying? Off the water, you know what I'm saying? Feeling good, man. Skin glowing, you know what I'm saying?
You on rapper mode, I see.
Yeah, I'm back in the booth, you know what I'm saying? I was doing my political thing and I was, you know what I mean, working with the young boys and stuff like that with No Mo, you know what I'm saying? But I'm back in the booth, back active. When I came home, I dropped the project, you know what I'm saying? Had Skrilla on there. Then I took a 6-month break because, you know what I'm saying, like, I had to figure out some more shit in life, you know what I'm saying, just coming out of jail. Rap was cool, but I had to figure out some real life situation, you know what I'm saying?
How difficult this bid was and shit like that? Because we saw when you went in, we saw numbers lit up. You was in the mix with a lot of motherfuckers and shit like that. And out of nowhere, you announced, "Oh, I gotta go in for some time and shit like that."
It was different because I was known, like motherfuckers from every damn state in the Fed. So most of them niggas knew who I was. You know what I'm saying? And it's a headache when niggas just burning you out. What's up with Meek Mill? What's up with Rick Ross? What's up with this guy? That guy? I'm like, yo, I'm here to do my time, bro, and get the fuck back home to my family, you feel me?
100%.
But that shit was a burnout though, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. But I never really did like state time and no shit like that, like county, so I was in the county.
You went for the big boy juggling from the door.
No, I ain't want to do nothing. I ain't want to do nothing, just how it happened, but you know what I'm saying? Like been in the county, you know, you book with all your homies and shit like that. Been in the federal system, you book with niggas from all over the world. You know what I'm saying? So it was different though, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie, it was a breeze, you know what I'm saying? Because dudes in there, they serious and they ain't playing around, they trying to get home, but you still got some weirdos though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I can say this, and I'm gonna let you jump in, Chad, whenever you. I can say this, before you went in and shit, it was smooth. The crowd wasn't so high and shit like that, you know what I mean? Yeah. We know, if you from the city, we know Teeth one-on-ones and shit, make them phone calls, talk to the youth and all that. It was structured when you and Ad was out here and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? How you feel about coming home, seeing all these young boys either dead or locked up?
We had the North versus South parties and Southwest versus West, you know, parties, a night of peace. That's what the name of it, a night of peace. And we was bridging the gaps in the city to bring everybody together. So just in case it was a little friction or a tension here, somewhere at a gas station, anywhere, you know what I mean? Somebody could make that call, be like, yo, no, that was my young boy, tell your young boy, you know what I'm saying? Just fall back, you know what I'm saying? That's my guy. And, you know, when I left and a few other dudes left, from up north and west, southwest, because we always down, you know, the building together down 7th and Arch. So we like, damn, they done got all the guys. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn. And then COVID, you know, it affected, you know what I'm saying, the streets too, because everybody was allowed to mask up.
Right.
You know, back then, a person see you with a mask on, they calling the cops. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, cops gonna be on your bumper. But with COVID, it was legal to wear a mask, so it just made the crime rate even higher. I won't, you know what I'm saying, take credit for like, you know, keeping the crime rate down because, you know what I'm saying, I ain't no motherfucking, you know what I mean, officer of law and no shit like that, but it's just being thorough and, you know what I'm saying, keeping a little tension down, I think that works, you know what I'm saying, and that's what a lot of the, you know, gun prevention programs and stuff like that is built off nowadays. There's a lot of dudes, you know what I'm saying, from the streets that's running them type programs that, you know, try to, you know, catch it before anything happened, you know what I'm saying? Right. So that's what we was doing without getting millions of dollars, you know what I'm saying, from the city and the state and the, you know what I'm saying? So,
and that's the disconnect, because me and Chair, we talk to them, we have them on here and shit, and they say the OGs not having no conversations, they scared of us and shit like that.
Yeah, because it ain't, a lot of the OGs on the street, you know what I'm saying, right now, they got a lot of time, and it ain't too many Teefy Beys out there, it ain't too many, you know, Trap Street Cabs or, you know what I'm saying, you know, Winks, SMS, you know, different dudes that, you know, our poly with, Big Duke, Southwest, you know what I'm saying? It ain't too many of us, you know what I'm saying? We need about 10 more of us in each part of the city, 100%. You know what I'm saying? I think that, you know what I'm saying, that type shit, it'll help, you know, keep these boys out of jail and out the graveyard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So that you just said, like, need more Teefy Beys. For the people that do not know who Teefy Bey is, because, nigga, your reputation always gonna precede you.
Right.
I know you was being an enforcer, nigga, and you look like one. You look like a nigga not to be fucked with.
I mean, you know.
So let the people know, you man of many hats. We know you had record labels and you done did a bunch of stuff that Johnny had already said so far. So what you want the people to know you for? Who is Teefy Bey from the horse's mouth?
I mean, first and foremost, you know what I'm saying, father, you know what I'm saying, a grieving father. I lost one of my sons, you know what I'm saying, during my incarceration, you know what I'm saying, a brother, you know what I'm saying, a homie, you know, a nephew, a son, a grandson, you know what I'm saying. You gotta look at it from a human perspective first when you look at any man or woman. You feel what I'm saying? You can't look at, you know, the hats that he do wear or the titles that, you know, was placed upon him by him, you know, through his travels and, you know, through life and society. You know what I'm saying? So you want to always give the person the benefit of the doubt and look at them as a human being first. You know what I mean? That's
hard to go through and shit like that. Losing a son, I just can't imagine. Like, you know what I mean, going through that. You locked up at the time and shit like that. Like, take us to that moment and shit. Did you feel like you want to give up and shit like that?
No, never. Right. That motivate. It motivates me. You know what I'm saying? Even though you take, you know, the worst of the worst type situation and let it motivate you. But that's where we come from. That's where, you know what I'm saying, being in poverty, all we did, you know what I'm saying, to the African American community. We come from the worst type situations. You know what I'm saying? Slavery, handcuffs and shackled, whipped, killed, hung, you know what I'm saying? And we prevailed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to be the one to crack and fold, you know what I'm saying, when my ancestors then already showed me what to do. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be here, we wouldn't be here if they didn't go through all the shit that they went through. So I would never fold, crack, or none of that, but at the end of the day, it definitely hurts, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I just was sorry that, you know, I couldn't be there to, you know, steer my son in the right direction like I was trying to do before I went into jail. I was telling my son, you're not rapping, because he loved hip hop music. He loved the drill scene, and he was cool with Leaf Ward and all these guys, and you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I'm telling him, nah, that ain't what it's hit. Even though I'm in the business, but that ain't what we on. You know what I'm saying? That's what I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to, you know what I'm saying, be a Bronny to LeBron. Even though, you know what I'm saying, I rap, I do music, but I don't want you to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? I want you to do something different. But you know what I'm saying, been taken off the streets for 4 years, about 2 years, 3 years into my incarceration. You know what I'm saying? I get that call. They call you to the chapel. The chapel called me over to report to the bubble. What the fuck is count time? They'll never call you before count. So I get the, you know what I'm saying? He ain't call me to the chapel off, he called me to the bubble. So when he take me in the chapel, I know something going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I got a call, your son passed away. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? But you know, I got multiple sons. I didn't know what happened. It could have been a car accident.
Right.
It could have been anything. But you know what I'm saying? He give me my uncle. I called my uncle. My uncle let me know his son got killed. Like, dang. So that fucked me up, knowing that, you know, he got killed and he got murdered, things like that. So, but you know, man, it was, you know what I mean, decree. It was decree from Allah, a Muslim. So I believe in the Qadr. Everything was written. Everything was already pre-decreed. And it was pre-decreed that we was going to be here today. God knew this. It was already written. You know what I'm saying? That I was going to lose a son. So being a Muslim, I know how to deal with, you know what I'm saying, death and the decree of anything that might happen in life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That shows your character, man.
Yeah.
Sure. You said you just did 4 years?
Yeah, I did 48 months, yeah. But I was sentenced to 70 months. But in the feds, you know, they give you good time and all that type of shit. So I did 4 years, you know what I'm saying? Had to go to the halfway house a couple months. I was back out.
So tell us how you started do for self. Because this all new to me. I know you might think it's because you are who you are.
Yeah.
I'm still like...
You knew.
Yeah.
Huh?
You knew.
I'm new.
You knew to the set.
For
You
sure.
know what I'm saying? He knew, Matt. You know what I'm saying?
I'm new.
See, Matt, you know what I mean? You knew. I see you, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the joint, I had my jack in the joint, I was watching you. You know what I'm saying? You going off and shit. You know what I mean? Hating on the Muslims.
I'm hating on the Muslims. Let's get
Let's
man.
get into
Let
it.
me know.
Hating on the Muslims, man. I know
You already know it's your boy Johnny Mac. I'm here with one of our sponsors, 1212 Beauty, one of the safest hair products on the market. Good for women, men, and children. I use it, my daughter uses it, and my wife uses it. I promise y'all, it's an amazing product. And guess what? It's coming from straight out of Philly. Listen, I'm gonna put y'all down. Y'all can go to 12haircare.com and type in promo code Philly1st48. Guess what? You receive 15% off your purchase. Or you can go to your local hair care or hair buzz. Tell them Johnny Mac sent you. You receive a couple $2 off your purchase.
I've been hating.
I ain't gonna say you was hating. You just had your own opinion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got your own opinion about the young Muslim community in Philadelphia and why they keep, you know, doing crime and things like that. But it ain't just the young Muslim community. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? You look in the percentage of the inmates and population of the jail, the Muslims is the least of the population. I just was in there. In the federal system, you got more Jews locked up than anybody. You know what I'm saying? You got more Christians locked up than anybody. You know what I'm saying? Muslims in Philadelphia is a big population. You know what I'm saying? So it's amplified in Philadelphia. But if you go in the whole state of Pennsylvania, you feel what I'm saying? It's more Christians locked up than Muslims. And they doing way more horrendous crimes than Muslims.
So this is what I would say to that. I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to the people that I can directly affect. I'm talking to the people that is amongst me. Like,
but you on a big platform, so your platform, when you saying you talking to people amongst you, you're not. You on a big platform, Box 29 News, you might get 100,000 views. Half of them people, if you look at your analytics, is only probably 50% or 40% is in Philadelphia. And the rest is New York, New Jersey, this place, Spain, Germany, Africa. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So you think you only talking to people that's directly towards you, but you talking to the masses.
no, the masses can hear me. However, I'm speaking to the kids that's literally outside, stepping on shit.
Yeah, but when
Can we agree?
But when you know, when you see, you got to put into your mind that you have a big platform.
Right.
So when you speak, right, you got to know that you're speaking to the masses. Even though you might be speaking to a small population, but your voice is being heard throughout the world. You know what I'm saying? So always had a broader, you know what I'm saying, message when you have a conversation on your platforms. Now, if you in a town hall meeting, you know what I'm saying, or you on that corner down 33rd and Montgomery somewhere, you feel what I'm saying? And you run into that young boy, you had that direct joint with him. But when you get on the platform, you got to speak to the masses. You know what I'm saying? And not put a code, a color, a creed, a religious, a political view, or nothing on your situation. You feel what I'm saying?
No, see, look, and this is where it gets misconstrued. We don't have to go too religious
No, go
for long,
ahead.
right?
Yeah.
This is where it gets misconstrued. I only bring the Muslims up, right? Because the kids think they can do whatever they want and then be Muslim, and it's gonna remove all this. And I don't believe that's true.
Right.
I feel like, nigga, you have to get the consequences because if it's from
Bro.
God or it's from the earth.
Listen, I believe in the earth cleaning you up, and I believe that God gonna punish those who do wrong by their hand. We believe in that. Just because you Muslim, like Chief saying, ain't no escaping the wrath or the punishment from Allah. Because, you know what I'm saying, with every hardship, it's two eases. Yes, you get a relief, even though you might get a life sentence, but you might come home in 20. So that might be some relief for them. You feel what I'm saying? Or they might have killed somebody, then they might get killed.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? So that might be the punishment for them, what they deserve from God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't knock that. No, you're going to get a judge according, you know what I'm saying, whether it's going to be in this life or the next, in the hereafter, because we believe in heaven and hell. So you're going to get what your hand called for. Ain't no ducking that. But you can we believe that we could seek forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? You can ask God to forgive you for what you done. You feel what I'm saying? But for sure, it ain't no go kill a dude, take shahada, and think that you clear. You know what I'm saying? From, you know, the wrath and the punishment from God or Allah. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it come from since we on Box 20, I feel like it come, cause this is my brother and friend. I feel like it come from a good place.
Absolutely.
But you definitely gotta be
Same
careful.
thing like American Confidential. Like people grind them up too. You know what I'm saying? About, you know what I mean, how they deliver their message and things like that. But I don't think it come from a malice, you know what I'm saying, perspective.
Because when we getting them on here and they pulling up on us, we having that conversation with them.
No,
and
for
shit
sure.
like that.
You know I'm paying attention. I'm on.
But I be on his ass. I grind him up. He grind me up and shit like that. Because you gotta learn.
Sometimes you gotta, ruffle feathers. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You gotta ruffle feathers so we can have this conversation. We can have this dialogue. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have it. People not doing it. We not doing it enough. Even though we doing it now, we're not doing it enough. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a good job, but I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yes, sir. I love it.
I can be on your bumper a little bit.
And that's going to be what they going to love that.
There ain't no doubt.
So, before you catch your thought and shit like that, your family.
Yeah.
The last name Bey, y'all
everybody
love
that job.
It's shit like, you know
it's
what I mean?
It's a good job, but
want
we got our shit too, man. Like we the Bey family and all that, but like we ain't the Saudis. We ain't motherfucking, we royal in Philadelphia. We ain't rich. We ain't got hundreds of billions of dollars with gold and oil mines and all that.
There's a lot of y'all though.
No, there's a lot
I
of
bump
us.
into one right here, bump into a nigga out there.
But a lot of people they be claiming. They be false claiming.
Yeah, they false claiming the name.
Yeah, they be false claiming a lot. But you know what I'm saying? We hear deep. There's a lot of younger Beys now than it is older Beys. Okay. You feel what I'm saying? Like, all right, we was deep back in the day. Like, all right, cause I got 7, 8 brothers and sisters, my cousins, they 6, 7 deep, this and that, my aunt's kids. So it was like maybe 25 of us coming up. So that was deep back in the day.
Oh yeah.
But now it's about like 100 or 200 of us, you know what I'm saying? But they all younger, cause we all got kids.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? My little cousins and my grandnephews got kids and all that now, you know what I mean? So it just, you know what I mean?
So
we grew.
You got Staff Bey.
Yeah.
You got motherfucker
Muslada. Yeah.
You got motherfucking what's your uncle name, man?
Daoud.
I gotta get him on the show.
Yeah, no,
Sturdy
come up. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a lot of family, but a lot of my family not with the you know what I mean, the camera stuff and all that.
Yeah.
Like I took a big leap, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jumping into the music industry and you know what I'm saying, being on, doing interviews and stuff like that. So it was a big step outside of our norm. Right. So it's still like frowned upon for real when I do this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even in my hood, in my community, it's like, hey, you doing another podcast? See, people like it, but at the end of the day, it's not the norm. Right. You feel what I'm saying? So like New York is the norm for people to blow up out of the projects and stuff like that. In Philly, South Philly, it wasn't normal. Even though we had Beans, but Beans, his blow up was in the 90s and stuff like that, but it still wasn't normal for people to see a regular guy from the community, like such as myself, be on, you know what I mean, YouTube or TV, or, you know what I mean, stuff like that, TMZ or whatever the case may be. So it's like, it's abnormal for, you know what I'm saying, my community and my family.
100%.
Yeah.
So how the record label come and play and shit like that?
Just me loving music, you know what I'm saying?
Do for self.
Yeah, do for self come from the nation. I mean, that's their whole slogan for real. But, you know, my grandfather and all of them, they was nation, whatever. And I just liked the name, do for self, and what it stood for, what it meant. You know what I'm saying? And even outside of the nation, you had W.D. Du Bois. He ran with the do for self movement. You know what I'm saying? You know, telling, you know, black people who don't wait around on, you know, the welfare and the government and stuff like that, which is a message that's clear today because of the what they got, the Dodge program, where they shutting all the government stuff down, DOGE program. So do for self is still relevant today, you know what I'm saying, on that level. But as far as the music is relevant, you know what I'm saying, due to, you know, being an independent artist, an independent black label, and, you know what I'm saying, not waiting for Interscope to come sign you or Def Jam or something like that, you know what I'm saying, come out here and do your own thing, because they got all the streaming platforms and things like that where, you know what I'm saying, you can make your own money, you can register your own songs through BMI and shoot your own videos and get with guys such as y'all, you know what I'm saying, do the content and PR work. You could go out here and do for self, man.
Shit, that's fire.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Chief. So the artists and shit, go ahead.
Right, that's what I was gonna say. When did it start? Is it just a record label or is it a media company? Like,
no, it's an entertainment company. It's a full-fledged entertainment company. So we do music, we do boxing. I just did a boxing event. I could sign
podcasters,
podcasters, athletes, all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole conglomerate.
You getting in the ring?
So do for self.
Anything?
No, we ain't doing. We doing professional.
Oh, professional fights.
Yeah, we ain't doing the Gilly and Wallow.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, that's the new norm right now. Like,
yeah, I know Lil Wild, Lil Jones getting out there, but
Jake Paul, I think they set the.
Yeah, but Jake Paul and them, they still like a professional John though. You know what I mean? Gil and them Johns a little professional too, because they gotta have the medics, they gotta have the judges. You know what I'm saying? But it just ain't people that haven't trained.
Right.
Most people that I'm working with RDR Promotions, RDR Boxing, we fight for peace. So we go to peace thing again. You feel what I'm saying? So we always try to instill that and, you know, make it trickle back down to the community. You know what I'm saying? Where we come from. So it's just a full-fledged, you know what I'm saying, entertainment company. Do for self.
Fire.
That music just was the jump off. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's how we did it, because we had Kdot and
Lil Nizzy.
I
remember these times, bro. This when
can you tell us everybody that was on Do for self at some point?
Good question.
Kdot, Bobby Lugo, he passed away. He was from Jersey. Yeah, that was my young boy. But his father from my block had Phil Gates, Molly Magic, Blackwoods, Muslada, Rocky. We was deep. We was like 9. They was like 9 deep, because I wasn't rapping at the time. I just was pushing the label. Superstar, he was like an unofficial. So that was the OG. You know what I mean? Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? Superstar, he took off first. We did the song with Meek and Creek Forge, clip over the 100, but we didn't have a name for the label. You know what I'm saying? Or the company. And then I got booked. You know what I'm saying? When I came home, Ye started his own label, but I started Do For Self, you know what I'm saying? As soon as I got out the back, and I just, you know what I'm saying, just kept pushing with Kdot and all them.
And y'all had Kdot on a whole different level, man.
Yeah.
I just remember, like, even his documentary, that shit was in the movies.
K documentary,
your marketing
that
was
would
on
do
the
Plex and them. Plex and Sonya, Jimmy the Saint and them, they put that together. You know what I'm saying, the K documentary joint. It was a good joint. Matt Cannon, he shot that, you know what I'm saying. Matt Cannon started out with us. Dougie on the beat. A lot of people just was, you know what I'm saying, coming through. PNB Rock coming through. He wasn't on a label or nothing, but just all the people we was working with at the time coming through the studio and stuff like that. It was like a hub, you know what I mean? Trap Street Sadi, you know what I'm saying, Pound Side and all them. All them guys, man, you name them, they probably done slid through, you know what I'm saying, one time or another. And they all helped, you know what I'm saying, push the Do For Self movement. So I gotta salute them, you know what I'm saying?
I can't just imagine, because I know how you and Kdot relationship.
Yeah.
I can just imagine, like, because
I mean, Kdot, we the same age, but he was more like my young boy. You know what I'm saying? That was my man, no doubt, but he ain't do the shit I was doing in the street. Like, he was always on the entertainment side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just from the block, laughing, joking, cracking jokes. You know what I'm saying? That was always Kdot. And then when he started rapping, it was natural for us just to, you know, back his situation. And he was rapping the block and everything else. So, you know what I mean? It was natural for us to get behind him, you know what I'm saying? Because he was from the block originally, and you know what I'm saying, he was fire, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, the scene and the situation, you know what I mean, that he in today is definitely hurt. I just ran to his aunt, you know what I'm saying, the other day, you know what I'm saying, Miss Tanya. She was downtown eating, and I was gonna go get something to eat. Jumped out on her and her daughter, Sonny, and you know what I'm saying, it was all love. That's family. Like, the Jackson 5 came to Kdot in them house back in the day. That's what their house was famous for.
Damn.
They had pictures with Michael Jackson eating fried chicken.
Damn.
Dessert?
Yes.
Wow.
On everything I love.
What they was like their house for?
They knew him some type of way or something.
Shit,
I don't know what they was there for. This was before my time. But they in that motherfucker. They had the pictures and everything in their house coming up. Like Muhammad Ali coming to our house, and like they had the Jackson 5. That they shit.
Damn.
Heavy. Like my block always, like, my block was all the old heads from the 60s and 70s that got money moved to Tasker Street from across the track from South Street. Like, the original black community was South Street, Lombard Street, Locust Street, Christian, Carpenter. That was the original black community, you know what I'm saying? Before it got gentrified back then. You know what I'm saying? They lived downtown. My grandfather, my grandmother, and all of them. Wow. So when they moved into the white neighborhood, which was Tasker Street, this is where all the old heads who got money lived at. Walt Hutchinson, Sonny Brown, and a bunch of the whole block was somebody in South Philly before they even moved to Tasker Street.
Wow.
You know what I mean? In the 60s and 70s. You know what I mean? So Tasker Street was a Caucasian community before it was a black community. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that got money bought houses on that block. You know what I'm saying? Or in that neighborhood somewhere. Yeah. So that's why our neighborhood is so close knit. You feel what I'm saying?
Shit, I remember you had me down there. We walking through went to the basketball courts. Yeah. Walking all through the blocks and shit like that. Yeah. All the way into your studio, man. What made you put a studio right there and shit like that?
I ain't doing my old head Jazz for Wise. He built that joint. That's my partner, my business partner.
Oh, all right.
You know what I'm saying? So for Wise, you know what I'm saying, he an OG from the hood, used to be with my uncle and them. He had about 7 barbershops down there. So he built a studio on top of one of his barbershops. And he was already close to the family. So when I started Do For Self, I was going down Milk Boy and Larry Goes and going all over recording. And my uncle called from the feds one day, Daoud, like, yo, tell Jazz, you know what I'm saying, we doing the music thing and, you know, we need the stew. Yeah. So Unc made the call, you know what I'm saying, and I got the keys for the stew. That was about 2013, so we've been in there rocking ever since.
Very luxury too.
Yeah, man. Nice. They redid it from how it used to look, but it was, even back then, it was on another level. But we redone it now, probably like 2016 or something, we redone it. But it was nice when we first got it too, though. Yeah.
So, what's one of the biggest artists you had down there and shit like that? Because I know, I'm just saying, I know that's the spot that come down.
Oh, the biggest artists that ever been there? Yeah, Beanie, Meek recorded, him and O'Malley recorded the game disc joint in there, you know what I'm saying? That Ooh joint. That joint went crazy, yeah.
You always in the mix of something, too.
I mean, they my guys, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, we all from the P. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, even Meek and no family, they moved on our side. Like, they originally from across the tracks, too, you know what I'm saying? But his grandma still got her house over there, you know what I mean? Meek redone it, you know what I'm saying? Did it big for his grandma, you know what I'm saying?
Sturdy shit.
But they family always been close to my family through their uncle Grandmaster Nell. Grandmaster Nell was a famous DJ back in the day. Like around the time of Jeff and Cav and all of them, like he was the guy doing all the block parties and house parties and stuff like that. So that's where Meek musically come from and Klein, because his uncle was the man, Grandmaster Nell. He was on the radio, everything, yes.
History right here, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Sure. So that was the connection, because people would be like,
Grandmaster Nell was the connection, because he was married to my Aunt Khadijah, you know what I'm saying? That's my cousin Slick and Hot. Yeah. That's their mother, she passed away, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So that's the connection. Now, still come to my mom's house today, and, you know what I'm saying? Every day. Like, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Grandmaster Nell, the man.
Wow.
Yeah, that's Meek and them uncle. That's Meek, father, brother.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So did you see it in him before he blew and shit like that?
Nah, Meek came around early, then he left, went up north. So I
Yeah, my
always,
side.
Yeah, so I never really, I was looking for the nigga, but I knew it was one more cousin that was missing out of old Melly and TP and them.
Damn.
So it was like, I'm like, what the fuck is the brown skin one had, like the good hair, like, where
Shit
he at?
crazy.
Always asking about him,
Shit.
and then he popped back up on the rap scene, the DVD era.
Yeah.
And then it hit me like, oh, that was him, because he was way younger, way smaller.
Shit.
I'm smaller, younger. I'm like, yeah, that was him the whole time and shit. So when Meek came back around, you know what I'm saying, he had the haze and shit. I used to be buying the haze off him and all that.
He had that shit in, man.
He had that haze popping. And he wasn't scared to serve niggas, you know what I'm saying? He come out 3, 4 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So,
damn, man, I just remember we in Rose when the real Meek dropped.
Then, yeah.
You remember the real Meek drop? The real me? I remember niggas like, oh, I'm like, who the fuck is a Meek Mills and shit? Everybody got the nigga CD and shit like that.
I was on it before he was dropping CDs.
Okay, all right.
Like him and Dot they had a little battle around the way, and he was just band down the way rapping on the corner, like, you know what I'm saying, before he even put a CD out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I guess he was on Headshots and all that stuff, but just being O'Malley and them cousins, they always had a nice tight knit family, and they was kind of deep too. Yeah. So we always knew each other, and plus the relationship, like I was saying. Yeah. So that's where it really come up, just niggas being from the streets and knowing each other type situation, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it turned into gold and shit like that.
Turned into
platinum. You traveled the world with
I traveled the world, not the world, I traveled to the United States with it.
Yeah, shit.
That's the world though, but it was love though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It took me places I've never been, you know what I'm saying? Got me a platinum hit, you know what I'm saying, out the situation, you know what I'm saying?
You got a platinum hit?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
1942 flows.
Oh, that,
Dougie on the beat was signed to Do for South.
Oh,
didn't
shit,
know
I
that.
forgot.
Yeah, it's all history. That's why I'm sitting back and I'm shutting up.
Yeah.
For
the first time.
The first time. Listen, look, and I got a question. Who the fuck started that? Because don't nobody in South Philly.
That's a good question.
Nobody in South Philly don't do that. It be a baby. They out here like, yo, what
He giving you the real snap.
So who started the South Philly snap?
They say my uncle Kdot started. My cousin Steve Pop.
Oh shit.
They say he started it. You know what I mean? The snaps.
So how you do the snap? How long? You just gotta hold it for?
You gotta pop it.
Yeah. So ain't no long shit. Just
no. You don't
shit.
see. You from North.
I'm from North.
Yeah, that's
shit.
No.
You know what we doing North and shit.
Tap,
Yeah.
pat.
Yeah. We started the bro shit too. Like.
Nah, I don't know about that.
I know for sure.
How?
I know for sure.
Bro?
Yeah. I remember that shit. Niggas want to call me. I remember we the first ones to sing.
Nah.
Niggas coming through the studio. Yo, bro. I remember that shit.
I ain't gonna lie, bro used to be corny back in the day.
Shit.
To call a nigga bro, like, yo, bro.
That shit was, you had to be really family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro wasn't like a John you could just call everybody.
Yeah.
Now everybody bro. Yeah, that John wasn't a hit.
He done turned that shit to
on. I don't know, you know what I mean? It's on, yeah. Y'all had Scrap though. I don't know if Scrap started from North or South Philly.
Scrap did Diamond Street type shit.
Yeah, with that Deacon Roller them boys or something, right?
Yeah. Scrap.
Yeah, Scrap was heavy. Even Jay-Z was saying Scrap.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Dang.
So we got the song out of Jay.
Yeah.
South Philly Killer at Will.
Now let's get into it then. You feel like y'all had the top artists having Beanie Sigel and shit like, you know what I'm saying? Because when it comes down to it, we always talk about this from the pod. What section had the most artists that dominated and shit like that?
North, because y'all the biggest.
Yeah.
But South Philly, we got Beans and Black Thought, and they both huge. Black Thought, huge. It was on TV, Jimmy Fallon, The Roots. You know what I'm saying? Beans, you know, he responsible for, you know what I mean, kicking off the rap with Freeway and Oskino and all them. But then Major Figures too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but we had Bianca. She from South Philly.
I never knew Bianca was from South Philly.
Yeah, that's family. That's my little sister's cousin. You know what I'm saying? So Bianca Jones, you know what I'm saying? BJ, she from the P. Yeah. Who else?
You got MI, I got Dope Boy.
They definitely carry it though. I just had MI rapping for hours on the block. Like him and Dot when they was together before they battled and all that. See, y'all knowing them for battling. They was together at first.
I heard. I know the history.
Yeah, they was together at first, but I just had MI rapping for hours. That little nigga was fire. And Glock 9 too. Glock, he kept getting locked up, but Glock was fire too. Yeah. But in South Philly, we ain't really had too many big artists like that. Amber Rose from South Philly. You know what I'm saying? Like, people from Cross Broad know her, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she ain't, like, nobody will know her on my side like that. But my homies from 15th Street and, like, 7th Street and 13th Street, they know her and shit.
So is Meek like half South, half North? Because what you mean? Yo, look at Meek. Because he claims South Philly.
I mean, yeah, you could say Meek too, but he gonna say he from North, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right,
like, even though he claims South Philly, Meek gonna say I'm from North.
He got all his ways. You know he got his whole bop, man. But
I don't know about his whole bop. Because that bop, he got an SP bop.
What's the SP bop?
Right. Because he give me
a nigga that drink lean.
Matter of fact, this is how we figure out.
That's a South Philly.
No, this is how we figure out if Meek is from South Philly. When we shake his hand.
We want to see.
That's it. That's the only way.
He gonna definitely give you snaps.
He gonna use snaps?
He give you snaps, man. He give you one of them jaws though. When his wrist heavy, when he heavy on the wrist, he gonna give you one of these jaws. You know what I mean? He gonna give you a heavy bit on the. You know what I mean? I got my AP on the day on my protector side. He gonna give you a heavy, sturdy shape on his North jaw.
Yeah. So we see all the drama shit. Your name is, you know what I mean, mixed up in the media and shit like that. Not now, but before and shit.
I only say one drama.
Saying, which John? I mean, I know you. You my man, so I understand you. I know you and shit like that. You remind me of myself and shit like that. You're protective of your friends, and you'll step on something just on the honor of shit. And I'm not talking about steps. I'm talking about.
I'm with you.
Yeah. But the first one I saw, that we gonna get to there. But before that plane shit, I remember somebody was talking crazy about folks and shit like that. And you,
what?
I don't know. You met somebody at the plane. Somebody was getting off the plane or some shit.
Off the plane?
I don't know. I only know some.
I saw that. I got the footage.
You got the footage?
Plane.
Roll the footage, Matt.
Some nigga was talking crazy on the internet, and you got his whereabouts, and he was coming off the.
Nah, that's pepperoni and cheese.
Right. It's pepperoni and cheese?
False information?
Yeah, that's false.
I'm gonna bring that.
Only thing happened with me on the plane, when I got off the plane, I got indicted. They booked my ass coming from Atlanta.
Damn.
Yeah, I ain't never get into a fight at none of the airport. I'm the smoothest nigga ever going through the airport. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to my destination and go. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna find that shit and show
you. I ain't never know.
So how the Suburban shit went down? Was y'all looking for him or?
No, nobody wasn't looking for that nigga. It just happened. You know what I'm saying? This was a bit. Like when you know what I mean? Yeah. That shit went under the bridge, bro. That shit 10 years ago.
But you know how big it was when it happened. It's gonna always come up.
You keep posting it too.
And do crazy every time. What you mean? He don't like the bad. You gotta take the bad with the good, Chief.
I do take the good with the good. I do. I took it for 10 years. When are you gonna let it go?
Come on, bro.
That's the only staying in your name, I guess. That's the only thing you can bring up.
I'm just saying, let the shit go, man.
You talking to the people.
Let the man, that's what I'm trying to say. Let that shit go. That shit water under the bridge, bro.
We know it's water under the bridge, but some shit we gotta talk about, just like the Bean shit.
That shit water under the bridge.
We can't let that go, though.
Why not?
What happened with Bean?
Why you can't let it go?
Because it should never happen.
Why shouldn't it?
I say.
You don't even know what happened.
I don't even know what happened.
We on the first 48 then.
Huh?
I'm just saying on the South Philly vibes and shit like that. I think
anything South Philly niggas fight. We fight. We come up rumbling.
Say no more. I roll with my friends too.
Yeah, so what do you mean? Like, it happens, bro.
But that was an embarrassing moment for him, though. That's all I'm just saying. We're gonna leave it. We're gonna put it there, though. We're gonna leave it right there. But
how you gonna leave it there? You talking about you embarrassed? Like, you don't know if he was embarrassed or not. He might have took that joint on the chin and said, "Bro, we back homies."
Right.
You can't speak for him. Because we didn't just left the studio together.
So did that bring y'all tighter though? Because situations bring niggas.
I ain't gonna say it made us tighter, but we still brothers.
Yeah.
We still Muslim. Like, you know what I'm saying? We just was in the studio. I was sleeping that joint. He was asleep on the other couch.
No, I know y'all relationship and shit like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But that's why I'm saying never should have happened. That's all I'm saying.
But things happen, bro.
Yeah,
you can't
100%.
say what shit happened. Like I told you, like, it's the cutter. Some things happen. It was written already. It was already pre-decreed for it to happen.
Do you got any regrets?
No.
Yeah.
None. Everything I did, I lived with it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Anything that going to happen to me or in the future, anything, I gotta live with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm Teefy Bey.
So your message right now to everybody, let it go.
Let that shit go. That shit over with, bro. That shit 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? That shit a dime ago. You gonna keep talking about something that
It's the first time I brought it
10
up when we sitting down. But
That's like me keep asking you how them perks made you feel, Mac.
Niggas do every time, and I answer
Why
that shit.
though?
Because
you don't like answering it though.
But that's where I come from. So,
Yes, but you don't like answering it though.
Check your pockets. You got a purse in your pocket?
I get this shit all the time.
Hey, G,
But
like
some shit.
sometimes you don't feel like that shit though. Like, come on, dog. Like you announce it to the world so people could know that you still doing good. You feel me?
I still gotta talk about this shit. You know what I mean? Because niggas is struggling with the same shit I was struggling with. Just
but you won't want a person keep coming up to you and asking you about it. You can have your message, you know what I'm saying, that you could put out there every month or every week or every year when your sobriety year come up. I've been 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, whatever it may be. You know, you announce it, but you don't want a random or just, not a random, because you're not a random, you know what I'm saying, but just anybody just keep bringing it up. You know what I mean? Because it get redundant, bro. You know what I'm saying? Keep answering the same question about some shit that happened 10 years ago.
I hear you.
You my man though, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna do my job too though.
Yeah, like, I feel you. You can do your job. But sometimes you gotta know, not to try to, dictate the podcast or nothing, but sometimes you gotta know how to stay away from certain shit and give a clean type situation. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you can lose a fan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you can also lose a fan if you're not conducting the
but sometimes somebody, no, that was a thorough John, you know what I mean? And I'm glad he ain't asked the obvious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You my man. I'm gonna give you the real.
Bring the first
you know
shit
what
up.
business I'm business first.
That shit don't hurt me though. I was at my worst.
We all been at that worst though, bro.
But you feel like you was at your worst when you made that move?
No.
What the fuck then?
I said we all been at that worst. We all been at that worst. My worst was not just in the fast, nigga. I just was booked.
So none of the shit bother you. Nothing I ask should bother you. Nothing I should ask should bother you then.
Huh?
What is he talking about?
Fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, man. Some shit we gotta talk about though.
Yeah, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't.
We can see that shit bother you though, and we gonna leave it there.
Well, let's get to how you feel about the young niggas in the rap scene today.
I fucks with them, but then again, it's like I don't know if I can come in from an investment standpoint.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I fucks with them. And shit be hot. Shit be
And
fire.
Why can't you fuck with them on the investment too? Because they may not know. They may just think the old ways don't fuck with us. Teefy Bey, he got to do
a liability.
Yeah, okay.
I got a LLC, a limited liability company. So I want to limit my liability
for your company.
For my company, so I won't get sued. You won't go to jail. You won't be dead.
Yeah.
A car accident might happen. Anything. So I got to protect my own assets. You know what I'm saying? And my investment is my money, my property. Because it's not just me. Like everybody know do for self is me, but I got partners. So when there's an artist that come in, you feel what I'm saying? We gotta have a meeting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I bring my uncle, I bring my old head Jazz, we get our lawyer, and we do the business the right way. You feel what I'm saying? So I gotta pay the lawyer. They got meetings and stuff they might be missing. They doing $1 million real estate deals and stuff every day. So me bringing them to the table for you, it gotta be a hell of a investment for them to make. and come out their pocket, go in their accounts, and they could, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's too much, you know what I'm saying?
So can we say that's the reason why you popped out and start rapping and shit like that?
Yes, so, to limit the liability of crashing out, because I know I ain't gonna crash out, you know what I'm saying, just throw it all away, because it's my company, so it's my baby, it's my joy, you feel me? Like, I'm gonna go to sleep on that joint peacefully, you know what I'm saying? I could go in the studio every day, you know what I'm saying, make sure it's being ran, session being ran, or whatever the case may be, and I know everybody got to their car safe. You feel what I'm saying? I go home, I can sleep at night. You know what I'm saying? I put it in somebody else's hands, you know what I'm saying? It might burn down. It might burn the building down. It's $1 million building down that joint. You feel me? Literally. So shit might be on fire. You know what I mean? I can't trust nobody like that. You know what I mean? It might be a shootout, anything. Like no, like I can't just bring anybody in from a do for self on paper type situation. Now you could rent the studio, you could book a session, things like that. You know what I'm saying? It's open. You know what I'm saying? For people that's responsible and really take their craft serious and stuff like that, but not just for anybody. Like I just banned a couple of my young boys, you know what I'm saying? Because they want to keep, you know what I'm saying, tipping, you know what I'm saying, in the joint. And I'm like, I told y'all don't do it. You feel me? And they want to keep doing it because they think they get immediate gratification off it because they see them in there tipping. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't really want to put it out there who it is and what they doing, but at the end of the day, y'all drawing, you know what I mean? And I'm keep telling y'all, don't do the dumb shit. You know what I'm saying?
So we live in a different time and shit like that. These young boys, they really getting on the track and really spitting about what the fuck they doing and shit like that.
Yeah, I think they learned their lesson from that now. I think that's over with. You know what I mean?
I see
I think they still diss the block or whatever the case may be, but I don't think they detailing like who spent and how they did it and what car they was in. I think they really getting it because Uncle Larry is booking them.
What?
He's cooking them.
Uncle Larry ripping you niggas out, slapping the fuck right out of your stupid ass. And that shit ain't fun. It's easy to go. It's very expensive to get out.
He told y'all what he was going to do and he did it.
Larry locking him up. Lock him up, Larry.
Lock him up, Larry. Put that on shut.
I ain't gonna lie. Like at the end of the day, they make it easy for him to do his job. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Back in the day, the DA and all them, that's why they was so crooked, because it was harder for them to make a case on people. So they was doing crooked shit. That's why you see a lot of dudes coming home now. You know what I'm saying? But these dumb young boys make it easy for the DA to make a case or the police. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? My advice to y'all, man, is just, you know, slow down, pump your brakes, think twice before you do some shit. You know what I mean? Or try to avoid it at all costs, you feel what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? Try to live life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Go to the beach some motherfucking way with some chicks and, you know what I mean? Smoke some tree or drink some drink or do whatever the fuck you want. You can still be a gangster. By being a gangster don't mean you gotta go ski up and jump in the J with the switch. You can be a gangster by just getting money. And most gangsters in the, you know, Italian mob and stuff like that, none of them dudes really is hitters and shooters and all that, and they fucking multi-millionaires living in big-ass mansions and all that.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit. I tell them, man, educate yourself on the YouTube shit, monetize, find your gift and shit like that. That's the new street.
Trade stocks, do something.
They can literally have, like I told FSW, you can have toilet paper if you want. However, YouTube is kind of the problem. Instagram is kind of the problem because that's what got them to this and the dead, because it gains traction very quick, and that's a dope.
Because Chicago, see, like I told you, Chicago was speaking to Chicago, but they was on a big platform, and that big platform attracted other youth from all over the world. You feel what I'm saying? But they talking to 73rd, and they from 74th. They just putting it on YouTube, and then it just became a fucking worldwide phenomenon, and you know what I'm saying? These dudes is locked up. Lord Durk locked up, and Chief Keef, he doing good, and Lord Reese booked, and this person right on number 9 and got 100 years, and FPG Duck dead, and King Von dead, and all that, bro.
Shit, that's what you came home to.
No, I wasn't. King Von,
Von,
they Duck was dead before I went in, I think, though. But Nah, but
that's a trickle fact. So
I've been up on the Chicago wave fucking 2012, 2013. I met Dirk in 2012. You know what I'm saying? He was a little ass boy. I met Dirk at Rick Ross' house. You know what I'm saying? Like before he got the big house all the way finished, he used to stand in another crib that's on the same property. You know what I'm saying? We was out there shooting No Surrender. John Meek and Jada Kid, Scarface, and they were shooting that with DJ Khaled. And Dirk just was over there by himself. He had a motherfucking V-neck T-shirt on, and you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, you know, I fuck with you, because I think he had the one song or whatever. You know what I mean? And Dirk was telling me, you know what I mean? We started busting it. He telling me he was trying to get a father home from a life sentence. Damn. You know what I'm saying? He was 19 years old or something like that back then. And I'm like, damn, I'm trying to do the same thing. I got 2 cousins doing life, you know what I mean? Damn. And we just always kept that, you know what I mean, communication line open. When he come to the city, you know, I pull up on him, or, you know what I'm saying, at the party that he might be at, or the show, and he let Kdot open up for him, you know what I'm saying, the TLA and all that, so.
Yeah. Even I saw you had a close relationship with Nipsey Hussle and shit like that.
No, Nip for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I'm saying, when we had these conversations, we all facing the same reality, you know what I'm saying, that we black and we all trying to make it up out of the system, you know what I'm saying, that of the trap. So Nip always kept the communication lines open and everything too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we had different artists on here that passed and shit like that. We had Do, YBC Do. We had Do. We had Fat G's.
YBC Do?
No, he that's how he talk.
Do, man.
Do.
What YBC, you
see,
said
I got the North slang.
You sound like from Baltimore or something. you might be from Baltimore. You live too close to Maryland, man.
You South Philly niggas, I'm telling you.
His name is Dude.
Oh yeah, we had my young boy on though.
Yeah,
we had Fat G's on.
Fat my youngin' too.
Yeah, so many motherfuckers been passing and shit like that. How you feel about?
I was talking to Dude before he died. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to give him some game, because he from up like 43rd Street, and one of my homies, he got killed too, my man Rock, from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's like, you know what I'm saying, just having them type, you know, allegiance in the different parts of the city, it helps, you know what I'm saying, reaching to these young boys and trying to steer them in the right direction. Yeah. You know what I mean? But no, I was talking to Dude, and he was funny as a motherfucker. Like, young boy had a lot of energy, you know what I'm saying? I didn't meet him in person, you know what I mean? But talking to him on the phone, on FaceTime and all that, he was willing to, you know, work with me, you know what I'm saying? Just to make some records or get some beats, or, you know what I mean? I might could, you know, book a show or something for him, or do something. He was open, you know what I'm saying, to, you know what I mean, just working with me from, you know, my track record, knowing who I am and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Definitely was fucked up when he passed away, you know what I mean? He was on his way. I liked his music. Think he had talent. And I was telling him, you know, you can make the music, but sometimes you just gotta dumb it down a little bit so everybody can accept you, you know what I'm saying? And Fat G's, you know, that joint was crazy situation, you know what I'm saying? Dying during Ramadan. My son died during Ramadan too. Wow. So I felt that, you know what I mean? And you know, I've been to LA with G's, Miami. He was a low ass boy, you know what I'm saying? So man, he was always fly and shit. I mean? Had a crazy bop with him.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? Talent, you know what I mean? Through the roof. This thorough little North little nigga, you know what I'm saying? Carrying it from North. And I respected everything he stood on, you know what I'm saying? And he definitely wasn't a coward, you know what I'm saying? And he ain't go out like one either, you know what I'm saying? So I love Fat, you know what I mean? Like a little brother for real.
Yeah, good guys, man.
Yeah. I talked to Buck the other day. Bucks. Young boy Bucks.
Lil Bucks.
He upstate or something. Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Lil Bucks.
Yeah, I growled at him for 2 seconds. He about to probably pop out in a minute. I'm giving him the same thing I was giving Dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All game, you know what I'm saying? So these dudes could come out here and become millionaires, you know what I'm saying? So they could live their life. You know, I know a lot of shit that happened, transpired, you know what I'm saying, in the community, you know what I'm saying, with the rap beefs and whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? Get this dude the opportunity, you know what I'm saying? To, you know, change yourself and, you know, forgive a brother, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we hard to not, you know what I mean, get forgiveness when we always begging for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Get that young boy a chance, man, when he get out here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I hope him and Leaf come home.
Yeah, Leaf too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's my guy as well.
Yeah.
You know, we did songs together. Leaf was always in the studio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Through P&B and them, through Mott and them, or whatever.
Yeah.
So Leaf my guy too. They said Leaf all the way up Michigan somewhere.
Mm.
You know what I mean? He up Smiley Molly. You know what I mean? They call that joint Smiley Molly. Snow up to your neck in the wintertime.
Yo.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I
crazy.
mean, yup.
Yeah, man.
Just so that's, because I want to clear that up too, because I know I go at all of them, I go at everybody, right? But I do want them to come home and be better.
Right.
I want them to understand, nigga, they got enough room for you to come out, go back, come out, go. You can do that to the day you die, nigga. And they never going to deny you, never going to turn you away. So for sure, I want Leaf, I want Lil, I want all them niggas come home and do better. Because you got the talent, you already got the looks on you.
Yeah.
Right.
And attention is the new currency.
100%.
Yeah. No, they got hell of opportunities, man, but sometimes you could be in your own way.
Yeah.
So they gotta know how to get out their own way.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? That's what, you know, I was taught by my uncles and my old heads and them. Get out your own way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You always talk about nigga in your way. Nigga, get out your own way.
Yeah.
Go the fuck in the house, go do something, lay up with a chick or do something. You know what I mean?
So I see you in your political bag too and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How difficult is that, or is it, you know what I mean, to speak to the people on a political view and shit like that?
I mean, I think it was, you know what I mean, a good opportunity because it's my first time doing it. Even though I come up like that a little bit, but I wasn't always aware. I just was always watching the news and reading the newspapers and shit as a young boy. So I always paid attention to the politics, you know what I'm saying, what was going on in the country or in the city or whatever the case may be. I don't really think it's for me all the way because of, you know what I'm saying, my background and where I come from for real. Like, I couldn't work with a situation like, what's the name of that company? Anything that got to do with the police or the DA office or whatever the case may be, I wouldn't never work with them. You know what I'm saying? Because of who I am and what I stand on, where my family come from and stuff like that. Now, I could work with the youth directly, start my own nonprofit and stuff like that, but I would never work with the DA office or, you know what I mean, the police getting funding from them.
So it's a big you shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't definitely do that. But, you know, the dudes that do it, salute to them. You know what I mean? Just not me. You know what I'm saying? I take my talents to South Beach. You know what I mean? I salute them. I mean, do you. Y'all know, because many hands make light of work.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? You know, because we got one alternative, is just, you know, deter the youth from doing dumbass shit. You know what I mean? But I just can't do that because of, you know what I mean, my stamp and who I am, you know what I'm saying? Like,
What you stand on?
I stand on, basically, I still got, you know, friends that's in the streets. I still know people that's from the streets and things like that. So my trust, you know what I'm saying, always got to be 1,000% intact, you know what I'm saying, with the people who I was raised with and came up with and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I can't never, you know what I mean, go that route.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because then you got a question mark on your head. You know what I mean? But,
Crazy.
you know.
I saw you recently, not the shit scares and shit like that, because we about to close and shit. Before I forget, just came in my head. You was recently on the internet and shit like that, because I know they were saying something about Meek, Loose Cannon, I guess the guy name is and shit.
Yeah.
He had came up with this whole lie and shit like that, but it ticked you off because you was there. Cause I feel like you said you was there during the time, and nobody ain't running down on y'all and taking nothing and shit like that.
No, Loose, as you can see, dude was a whole clown. You know what I'm saying? He done crashed out. You know what I'm saying? Too old for that dumbass shit. And basically, like I was saying, you know what I'm saying, with that situation was that we was very comfortable out LA. Every time we went out there, Maybachs, Bentleys, Rolls Royces, Sprinter vans, big mansions, nice hotels, nice studios, eating at the finest restaurants, partying with the baddest bitches.
And nothing took.
Huh?
Nothing took from y'all.
Nothing
No took from y'all.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no.
We
You might have lost. You might have lost money.
Right.
You know what I mean? But nothing took it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because niggas gamble. Like, Meek don't be gambling and shit like that. I don't gamble, but them niggas are gamble and shit like that with, like, niggas from out there, YG and Nipsey and all them. You know what I mean? Like, them niggas gamble and shit. But I will never gamble and shit like that. But.
So what about the checking in thing? Because there's a big stigma, like.
I mean, some dudes might have checked in. I don't know. I can't speak on nobody else. You know what I'm saying? But I know as far as with the Dream Chasers, the way we 10, 20 deep, who we checking into?
Yeah.
Nigga ain't out there like by himself and need help and all that. We all together. We all home. We laughing and joking and kicking it like we do any other time. You know what I'm saying? And
what you say to the people that said if P&B Rock would have checked in, you would have probably still be here? Did you bump into Rock? Did y'all bump into Rock?
I was out LA with P&B Rock before.
Yeah.
Multiple times. Rock just caught a, unfortunate situation, you know what I'm saying? It was the cutter. I'm always go back to that. You know what I'm saying? That it happens. But checking in ain't gonna stop you from dying, bro.
Right.
Once your goddamn number is called from God, because God is control, He sent the angel of death to take your soul. Right. So at the end of the day, it was already written that it was gonna happen. Right. You can't duck death, bro. Yeah. Period. I don't care who you is. Yeah. You can't duck death. When it's time for you to die, you gonna die, man. And sometimes some people just have a harsher death than the next person. Right. You might die in your bed, you might get his head blew off. Like that's just how it's gonna go. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it was time for you to die. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Your lifeline is written while you're in the womb of your mother. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
When you gonna be born and when you gonna die. You gonna be rich or you gonna be poor. Yeah. All that's already written. Period.
One person was advocating for you was Whack 100 though. He said, "Man, niggas ain't taking for nothing."
Yeah, no, Whack, no. Like Whack, he do a lot of talking shit and be big too. Like you know what I'm saying? Cause he always talk about content. He would just want to get content, but from a human being and a person with a sound mind, he know what's right and what's wrong. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? What's true and what's false. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he always, cause we got a little relationship. You know what I'm saying? Through mutual friends or whatever, and he always seemed like he was rocking with, you know what I'm saying, with us not from a music standpoint, but from a not say brother, but like our ties. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What ties us together, what link us, you know what I'm saying, is not a music relationship. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's more of I could say like a distant family, because it's Mike Tyson, wife, mother, and father, you know what I'm saying, is what links Whack with us. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Through a mutual friend. Yeah. Through my man Frenchie. Frenchie and Azim, they like this, is Mike Tyson's wife, brother, Zine. And Frenchie is close friends. And Frenchie got a relationship with Whack and the gang. You know what I'm saying? So Frenchie, he from Congo, he African brother. You know what I'm saying? But he do a lot of major business, you know what I'm saying, Dubai and all over the country, all over the world, you know what I mean? And that's what links me to Whack. Okay. You know what I mean? So it's not musically, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why you hear him tripping on me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But no, like Teefy though, my man. Yeah. Yeah. But no, like I tell Whack, he was like, you can't do that because that's my friend too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my guy. I ain't saying me and Whack is good friends like that, but Meek is my guy. So you can't keep going at it from a industry standpoint and then going at being cool with Meek. He thought my name because you respect, you know what I'm saying, the foundation where I come from and who I'm associated with. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it is. You know what I mean? He know that we come from good background, good stock and all that. That's why he said, nigga, TV had to be dead and on the Delta flight before anything was taken, because he know where I come from and what I stand on. You feel me? So, you know what I mean? So that's why he always, you know what I mean, salute because he know, you know what I'm saying, what I'm attached to, who I'm with, and know that, you know, the Ali family basically is like the Bey family, and they solid motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And they know about, you know, all the history from Philly and all that. Even Big U know. You know what I'm saying? Because they all know the same people too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My old Zach and Frenchie and, you know what I mean, Tyson's wife and her brother and father and mother and all that. So they know, you know what I'm saying, who we are. So that's why with the situation with Luce, that situation was never, you know what I mean, went down because once Big U found out, you know what I'm saying, who was attached to Meek, you feel what I'm saying, who was with Meek and who was speaking for him, that play never happened. It was called off, or if it was a call put on or anything, I don't know. But he knew that that can't never happen because he know who was aligned with who as well. You know what I mean?
Here I go, man.
Hold on real
it,
quick,
man.
because he always referenced back to the cut of a law, and these kids is lazy. And I know you keep saying the cut of a law is already written. I don't want them to think that that means you can come and sit out here and do nothing.
Right.
And that's what it's supposed. You're supposed to still go and get that work in.
No, the cutter, I'll break that down to you. The cutter of a law mean, you know, you got the cutter and the qadar, right? The qadar is the good and the bad. The cutter is the good and the bad, right? But what determines the cutter is the qadar is what basically, you know, if you do something wrong, you're gonna get punished for it. You do something right, you're gonna get punished for it. I mean, you're gonna get rewarded for it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the qadar and the qadar. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like the same word, but it's different. You know what I'm saying? But it still have the same, you know, meaning and impact on what. You can't have one without the other. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's your free will. Even though you got free will to do things, you still have to make the right decision as a human being. Or if you make the wrong decision, you know, you might go to jail, or you might trip and bust your head, you might crash your car, anything like that. You do the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? You do the right thing, you feed the poor. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get blessed. You know what I'm saying? You might get 100,000, you know, in a couple months. Anything might happen good for you. You feel me? So that's basically what the cut is. You still gotta put your work in, you know what I'm saying, as far as, you know, the qadar. You know what I mean?
So could you be shortening your
Yes, you could be a cutter, yes. Anything can happen. You know what I mean?
You ready to take a shahada and
No, I'm
shit.
saying,
You say
because I want them to understand. I'm only asking this question because I want them to understand that, right? The cut of a law is not like
you could bring your life expectancy to a end quicker if you do the wrong thing. Okay. If you jump in front of a train, you know you're gonna die. Because you got free will to not jump in front of a train, right? So if you jump in front of a train, you're gonna die. If it's coming full speed ahead, or you're gonna lose a limb or something.
You giving it to it, man. Jews, man. For real.
Appreciate the question. That was a good question.
Shit, for real, man.
You from South Philly too? You got your South Philly side.
You get a snap.
You got South Philly side, man. You got that deal down pat.
My mom's 34.
Oh yeah. You from the P?
No, my grandma from there.
This nigga from
the
North,
P,
bro.
man.
He from North, 29th Street.
He's at
I'm
3rd
my
Street.
ass right
I'm
on
on 29th Street.
Yeah.
29th Street in North and South. It's like you from 18 North and
Yo, you
South.
know what's crazy? Because all the blocks is down my way.
It's the same.
It's down my grandma's way.
Latrona Street.
Stanley Street, Corley Street, all is down there.
Yeah, we got all the same block.
I want to know what your family think of you, man, because you came a long way, man. You doing the damn thing and shit
some
like that.
Some proud and
Representing
some on be hating.
Shit.
Shit, like any other family. The nigga make it to the NBA, you think all his family happy he made it? Even though I don't got NBA money or no shit like that, I ain't saying it like that, but I got family that be hating. You know what I mean? They don't like. I told you that. Everybody don't like me on YouTube and talking and all that type of shit. It ain't always peaches and cream. You know what I'm saying? But majority of them, they love me. Like my family love me naturally. You know what I'm saying? But they don't like some of the shit I do, and I don't like some of the shit they do. You know what I'm saying?
You know, we want to do something special.
You
know what I mean? On here and shit like that. Especially special for you. Shit like that. You always show love. We love what you do for the city. And shit like that. I got this portrait right here made especially for you. Behalf on box 29. Philly First 48. We want to bless you with this joint. Got the whole,
Appreciate
you know
it.
what I mean?
Yeah, hell
Got
yeah.
the whole squad on here.
Ain't
You
no
know what
doubt.
I mean?
All hitters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I be telling youngers and shit, you can take
Yeah.
this home with you and shit
I
like that.
appreciate it. I'm putting this in the stew.
Sure.
But we normally do a test and shit, like Rick said, and shit like
Yeah.
that. A lot of young boys cheer. A lot of young boys ain't get it right and shit like that.
Man,
Well, we
doing big as shit.
well, we know you know all the motherfuckers on this damn picture, right? We know you ain't gonna miss that.
You ain't,
So give us a memory, one of your
Right.
favorite memories from back then.
The favorite memory?
The headshots, the too raw for the streets.
who was your favorite first? Yeah, you get a memory. Yeah, that's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie. I gotta give it the who the hell is this?
Ah, that's magic, nigga.
Oh, Magic. No, you got the glasses on. No, I fuck with Magic. On in.
On in
Yeah.
was something different.
Yeah, that was crazy. And that's who that with the braids.
That's your man. Fuck you
Oh, that's
talking
Force.
about?
That got Force looking light skinned, man. Hey, Force, man. That ain't go wrong, man. They got Force looking light skinned. No, that's the original Force, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's when Force was coming off the court, dropping 30. You know, Force had ball game.
I ain't never knew that.
Yeah, that's his secret. You know what I mean?
Damn.
That's his secret weapon. Force was the man on the ball court.
Never
He
knew
was a
that
baller
shit.
for the hood first, out Tasker.
Damn.
But
First of all, this is my first time ever seeing fire on me.
Shit.
yeah,
Yeah. Flamers.
got Cav up there.
Yeah. Got the first 48.
Who that over there with the blue Scully?
Come on, I'm a $5 nigga with a body on my gun.
Who
Puerto Rico.
Oh, Slaughter. Yeah, I wasn't hip to Slaughter like that.
Slaughter was a
He was a
storyteller.
man.
Yeah.
I remember his name and shit.
Look at your man Kdot over there.
I see Dot.
Yeah. Who we missing?
I was gonna say Nuts, so I seen
Yeah.
him. But is the kid on there that from Wayne Avenue? Is that
Spinach,
Spinach?
yeah.
Yeah. Y'all missing Pretty Ugly, man.
Who?
Pretty Ugly.
I don't know Pretty Ugly.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all running late. Pretty Ugly was the man.
Shit.
Yeah, look him up. He come from that. And Flop was on them joints too.
Pretty Flop?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, we gotta give him his credit.
yeah. OBA Flop. He was on there with Cassie and all them. Cassie ain't on here.
Gas right there.
Where?
I'm a
Right there
hustler.
by Joey.
Oh, all right, I see.
That big ass head.
Yeah, no.
But shit, actually, your favorite memories and shit like that.
Tell me
My
what
favorite memory was definitely the Meek and Reed battle.
Damn.
Cheek Raw and Vok. You know what I'm saying? Cass when he came on the scene, talking that shit. NH, Good Money.
You the best one on there.
Hattie, cause he from your hood. Skino, Legend.
Yeah.
Ness, the battle with Ness and Hollow. Yeah, I remember all that shit. But I didn't know Bro though.
Hollow
Before
Man?
I didn't know this Hollow.
Yeah, he
I
had
knew
my
the
little-
other Hollow from up with the
Yeah.
from where Erie Avenue.
He from that street and shit like
No,
that.
not him.
Oh, area, yeah.
Erie Avenue.
Yeah.
I ain't know this one though.
Yeah.
I ain't know him. You know what I mean? But I remembered him. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? When he came home and he showed the DVD, I remembered his face.
Yeah.
D Jones, definitely. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Spinach. I knew about Spinach from niggas in the jail.
Ain't
You know
that
what I
right?
mean?
Yeah.
Quilly came on the scene late too. You little nut ass. Yeah, I mean he wasn't there from the gun bust with them.
He was.
No, he
He
wasn't.
had got locked up a little bit.
He
on
wasn't
boot camp
there
shit.
from. He wasn't there from the gun bust.
I don't agree with you on that one.
He wasn't there with Go Get It from the beginning.
He wasn't with. He was with Cheek Raw and them.
That's what I'm saying. Cheek and them already in court. They fired.
I ain't discrediting that nigga.
Come on, I ain't discrediting him as an artist in the town or nothing. He just wasn't there from the beginning.
You don't remember that? He got the famous John when he was coming at Rain Man and shit like that.
We is not in New
Bro,
York. Two-tone do-rags. We is not in New
That
York.
was late.
That was like right in the time, though.
No, it wasn't. That was
But
late.
y'all a little older, so I don't.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like the wave, the Two Raw from the Street wave started like 01, bro.
Okay. I was 10.
That's what I'm saying.
9.
01. They ain't come around to like 03.
Right.
He started with like
that,
Kdot in them.
I got you.
You feel what I'm saying?
All right, you said Too Raw for the Street. All right, you right. I agree. I thought you were talking about headshots. All right.
But Hattie was on Too Raw for the Street.
He was.
And Quilly wasn't until later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Meek wasn't the Meek.
Meek was on, Meek and H caught it.
Too Raw from the Street.
Too Raw from the Street.
They caught it, but Too Raw from the Street was first.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was on Too Raw from the Street, and the nigga act like he lost the footage. You know what I'm saying? This how I know. Because Murder Mill is on there, right?
Yeah.
Murder Mill did a joint on our block. Murder Mill from our block too. You know, he was signed to Jive Records, stuff like that. Had the song with UGK, Hot Boys, Case, Memphis Bleak. Yeah, everybody on his album. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
history right there.
yeah, Murder Mill. So Murder did the Too Raw for the Street. And me and Ada, my brother, we was rapping on the Young Boy tip. We had the Mesquite shirts on. You look at Murder footage, you see us in it. But the nigga talking about the camera wasn't on and all that. Like, man, what the fuck all footage at?
That nigga had your performance. He always auditioning.
Yeah, we was auditioning. That's crazy. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
But at the end of the day, you know, we were supposed to be on that joint, but the nigga was always a goofy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Big stars. You my man, but you still a goofy. I don't give a fuck.
To this day.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Dot started rapping late too, cause I was rapping before Dot. I came up from Texas.
I never knew that.
I was rapping. Yeah, Dot started rapping late, man.
Damn. You giving us history.
Yeah. So, but
You
Reed was a problem. You know what I'm saying? Forch was he was a ball player first. You know what I'm saying?
I would have cooked it.
I don't know.
Forch was now he look like he know how to play ball. Look at his
Forch
was AI situation.
Yeah, Forch was a baller. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
And then I came home. He had a whole nother name and all that. You know what I'm saying? I won't put his real head out there. That's my man, but he was Creed Forch. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't rapping in '98 when Beans and them. You know what I'm saying? Was battling major figures and stuff in my hood in the car garage and all that type stuff, in the car wash and all that type stuff. Like, I set up Bean's first battle in the hood. I was a young boy. It was my man Truck lived on my mom's block. He was One Punch Simon Carr was managing him. Damn. You know what I'm saying? And he was always talking shit like he could rap and all that. And Beans cooked him because I was air hustling Beans, saying he was rapping and shit, going to New York, talking to the old heads from down my way.
Damn.
And
wow.
Beans battled in the pool hall. So like this, Force wasn't rapping, Dot wasn't. None of these niggas was rapping back then. I don't think, except for you know what I'm saying, '98 and all that. I ain't know none of these niggas for rapping. You know what I'm saying? When it first kicked off, but Beans, Major Figures, Murder Mill, old head Rahisi from down my way, the Roots.
Yeah, can't forget about the
The
Roots.
Roots for sure, Black Thought and them. You know what I mean? And that's a good picture though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's yours.
Ram Squad though. You know what I'm saying?
Forgot about Ram Squad.
Ram Squad.
You can't never forget about Ram Squad.
Yeah, Ram Squad had it popping. Like you go on South Street, them niggas out there, they promoting.
Yeah.
You know, they out there wanting to battle. They was like busting like the Greek. We were out there one time, right? I'm a young boy. Ram Squad run up on Busta Rhymes in them flip mode. Yeah, what's up? Y'all want to battle? They busting them out there promoting flip mode. The nigga Rampage and all them. Yeah. They out there on South Street like giving out CDs or T-shirts and shit like that for the Greek. Cause niggas, everybody used to come down for the Greek and shit on Broad Street and South Street and all that. You know what I mean? And Ram Squad, I remember them running up to them niggas. Yeah, y'all niggas want to battle? What's up? Nigga Rampage like, battle? We don't battle. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, you don't battle. That was the shit to do. Because Tommy just had battled Mace at dances.
I ain't know that.
I know you did.
It's history right
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Tommy Hill battled Mace?
Yes. Mace cooked him.
Mace cooked him?
Mace cooked Tommy. Damn. Mace cooked Tommy at dances, bro.
That was a great bet. They both be popping that shit.
Yeah,
they both was fly, you know what I mean?
Fly niggas, you know what I mean? But Mace hitting with that, you know what I mean? That shit.
Damn, man.
Nah, for real.
But you said you and your brother before we close. I don't want to. We can't forget the rapping shit because you just played a few drums and shit like that. You took your shit to a whole nother level, bro.
Right.
How you keeping up with a nigga like PD Crack and shit like that? Then you give him the drum for the bitches.
Yeah.
But you said, like you said, you been doing this shit. You almost slaughter and shit like that.
Yeah, we been rapping, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I just took the backseat because I didn't want to go from being a super street nigga to a rapper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like corny to do, for real. You know what I'm saying? But when a nigga like Jeezy start rapping and all these other niggas and Ross and all them and, you know, Pusha T's and the Meek Mills, all these niggas, all right, y'all niggas, y'all say y'all official street niggas, and I'm a official street nigga too, so I could do this shit too. Yeah. Like, I've been rapping, but I just never wanted to do it because I was too, you know, embedded in the trenches with it. Like, now, being a rapper in the trenches go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? So, you need a street cred to become successful. You know what I'm saying? So,
100%.
And then, you know, it's just like, I say a gift to me because I don't even write raps. Yeah. Like, I just go in the booth and just, you know, I punch in, you know what I'm saying? But I don't write raps. I can't give you 1,000 bars like half of these dudes on here and all that. You know what I'm saying? But if I go and make a song, I know I can say some shit and it's going to be just as powerful as, you know what I'm saying, the next motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, we supporting it, man. It's the Philly First 48 Seasons 11, Teefy Bey.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, man.
You already know.
You gave us a story. Yeah,
Johnny Mac. That's why you gotta pay next time.
Look at it. That's crazy. Me?
Johnny Mac,
That's
man.
crazy. Watch off this shit. Watch how lit you gonna be. Fuck you talking about.
Listen, man. I'm living real life, man. I'm living real life.
See? You already know, though. Yeah, man. Next time you gotta spit some bars. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, you already know, man.
I
love what y'all doing, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a classic. Mr. Controversial. You know what I'm saying? Then you got my man Chi Mac, man.
Perfect
good
blend.
dude right here.
Yeah.
Got good energy, great energy.
Yeah.
And I think, you know what I'm saying, that this shit could go, you know what I mean, to the highest level it could go, bro. And, you know what I mean, blessings on everything y'all got going on.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You already know, man. Let them know. Plug your shit in. Let them know what's to come.
This Teefy Bey, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just keep up on the grind with me. You know what I'm saying? You know I ain't hiding. I ain't ducking. You know what I mean? I'm right there. I'm in the P. I'm in the
with
city.
the ghost.
Oh, man. You gonna see something different in a couple days. You know what I'm saying? The ghost was want to come home, John. But my birthday coming up, so I'm gonna pour something out. You know what I'm saying?
Promote that the birthday to us. You got the flyer up.
I ain't promoting that, man.
Right,
Just hit the gram, man. You know what I'm saying? Tap in. That my next project gonna be called Tasker Street. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? My next album, EP, whatever y'all want to call it, gonna be called Tasker Street. You know what I'm saying? Got a few features on there. I'm trying to get a Beans feature, man, but he ducking me. You know what I'm saying? Mac, I need that, John, Mac. I need that track, baby.
That'll be fire.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. You already know, Teefy Bey, we signed the fuck out.
Yes, sir.
You already know. Fire, John.
My brother.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Who you that?